One cool fall day in 2017, a controversial game happened in Empire Total War. No, we're not lounging around. No, we're not just chilling on the fields of Finland. We're not hiding from this any longer. We're gonna talk about the game that was but never was. A tournament game. The controversy is, was it for real? Or was it all just practice? Hello and welcome. This is David, aka Fairmere4731. If you're joining me for the first time, don't worry. We have you covered on the fields of Finland. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. While we march forward, you can go ahead and like. Just like we are moving into position. And you can even ring that bell so you can be notified. But we don't have a bell here on Finland. No, we do not. But we do have native ninjas. I mean, this is just so cool. I'm just take it in. Just take it in. The one guy just with his hand in his belt is priceless. The Ottomans are trying to get into it. They just don't have the style like the natives do. They're trying. They're trying. Don't get me wrong. They're gonna get there. The one thing that's not gonna get there is my cab. Well, it'll get there, but it won't make a difference. So you can see that video I uploaded yesterday. I have this a little more perfected than I did back in this game, as I ran and got shot by the lion just behind. So you might be asking yourself, since I brought it up at the beginning, what could possibly be the controversy behind this battle back in 2017 in Finland? What could it possibly be? I mean, this battle starts off so innocent. Just artillery barrage. Just a little skirmish action.
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. Nobody said this was a practice game when we started this here game.
Oh, wait.
Nobody.
Wait. Oh, we have a guest here. It's the Grumpy Prussian. He played as the Prussian in this match.
Yeah. I sure did not tell you. You better be glad I'm in a good mood. Just here looking at this game is making me mad again. Thinking about this here thing and pisses me off. This was no way was it a practice game. We went into this and they said it was going to be a real tournament game.
Oh yeah, I remember it too. I was asleep most of the game, but I do remember waking up. And we had won the game. It was a fun game, I tell you, I do remember that. But I don't remember anybody saying it was a practice game. I don't recall that at all. Hey everybody, that was Colonel Nappin the Ottoman. He was on the hill that day. He was playing as the Ottoman, of course.
Don't forget about me. I had a big pivotal part in this game.
Oh,
I came here to collect mini scalp and to collect the blood. But the white man say it was practice. The white man always tries to take our glory.
Oh wow, it's Chief Brownwind. He played as the Cherokees. I mean, you don't really sound like yourself these days.
That's because I collect mini scalp. Very tired from collecting all the scalp from that battle.
Well, that may not be Inspector Clouseau, but I can tell you one thing. We say in France, people who call a tournament game practice a laser. Wait a minute. You call them a laser? That doesn't make any kind of sense. I said laser. A laser. Yes, I know, but laser doesn't make any kind of sense.
He said a loser in France.
Oh, okay. A loser. Okay. Right.
Yo, dude, this is Stone Cold 2.0. I was the Prussian player on your side. And I can tell you one thing. This whole thing is confusing me too. All I know is I wasn't even supposed to be in this tournament at all. I was supposed to be on another team. And then they called me and said that I was going to be needed to fill in for one of the players that couldn't make it. It's kind of weird. So I was like, heck, why not? So I don't even know anything about anything. I just don't know nothing.
Yeah, well, I guess that seems kind of par for the course, doesn't it? Well, anyways, it does appear that things are starting to heat up on the top of the hill up here. So let's check in here with Frey Player, as looks like he's got things kind of heating up, like I said. Looks like a sticky situation with all those arrows coming in. Sorry about that one. So, Frey Player, what did you hear anything about a practice game, or what do you know? Was this a real tournament game, or was it just practice? I mean, what did you know? Well, I am from Sweden, and I like to fray because I like to play when I fray. This is why they call me the Frey Player. Okay, well, that's some great input. Definitely looks like you guys are putting a hurting on the Cherokee player here. Yeah, definitely his musketmen are taking quite a pounding. Routing out both of them that were down here. And yeah, not looking good for him there. Not looking good for him at all. But what? Wait. What's this? The French Cavs making an interesting little push here. What is he up to? What is he up to indeed? He's squeaking through this stake line here in the center of the battlefield. Looks like he's got himself into the light infantry of the Swedish player. Oh my gosh, what's happening here? Now it looks like the Ottoman Cav is coming in as well. They've got all of the Swedish lights. I mean, dare I say, in a horse sandwich? Legend of Total War would be proud. Jeez. They kind of turned the tide on that. That's, I guess, what happens. Oh, some artillery fire coming in there. All the Cav is bunched up to fight their Cav. And they threw down some explosive shells on all the lot of them. Wow, that was pretty devastating there, too. Actually, that's a brilliant move by the French and the Ottoman Cav. Absolutely brilliant. Really turned the tide from where looked like they were Swedish infantry, and the Swedish lights were really taking an advantage there, knocking out two of the Cherokee musketmen. But yeah, that completely flipped on its head. And yeah, if you were wondering, yes, I completely lost my mind for this video. So this is kind of an inside joke, if you will, for those of you that are not on the inside. Again, this was a tournament match from 2017 that a particular person rushed to get this this battle started for a new tournament league that we had started, and it ended up being way rushed, and not all the players that were supposed to be in this matchup were available, so we used two substitutes in the battle, and then somebody became completely irate and upset that the battle wasn't going our way, and after the battle, the person said that this battle didn't exist, that it was a practice game, that wasn't an actual tournament game. And yeah, so that's kind of what this is all about. But you can see that the battle is being completely turned on its head at this point. And you can see up here that at the top the flank is completely lost. And at this point is when the Prussian is going to send his cav in and take out the Swedish art. Catches us unprepared because we're all managing our cav, trying to help with the flank fight up at the top. So definitely catches us completely off guard down here. So that artillery really wasn't as important. I did lose a little bit of light in that, so that kind of hurt a little bit. But we do have the definite advantage at the bottom of the hill because our artillery fire on the two players at the bottom has been pretty severe upon them. But you can see that this flank fight is going to really start taking a major downward spiral here in just a minute. The French player has a tremendous move here, using one of his cav as kind of a meat shield to absorb all the volleys. One of the Swedish players has his cav in the way, so the line didn't even shoot. And now you see a couple of really good time charges by the French player again. He doesn't break through to the lights. I mean, he just barely does. Just enough to tie him up for a little bit. And forces squares on the lines. And then that enables the Ottoman to be able to shoot into the squares. He does push one of the lines into the square, which is kind of surprising. But even still, this flank is in complete disarray, and all the cav that we've brought from the bottom is now up here at the top helping out, trying to push back the Ottoman bowmen. But then we got a taste of all the Cherokee bowmen along that route too. So just one hurdle after another for us, taking a beating. And you can see here one of the Ottoman's lines is routing out. Now I will say that I was kind of surprised that the Cherokees didn't come off the hill a little quicker on this push, because they had a really strong push going here. So if they really capitalized off of that, it probably would have been even more devastating, because they have so many units tied up here. But as it is, you can see here the Swedish player is going to get a really good charge in on these Janissaries, and that is going to help knock them out, to help the Swedish player get some of his units off that flank fight and try to use them for later. Now of course they don't make it for too long, but at least for a little bit. So here you can see now the Cherokee is pushing, and the Ottoman player is supporting that push. And this is going to be a backbreaker on the top. And you can see the Ottoman is pushing out with all of his force in the front to keep that flank tied up as it bends. That way that corner where the fold is just going to get annihilated. The more that the line folds, that corner, that part of the corner is just going to get hammered at every point. So yeah, grenades flying, bows flying, arrows flying. It's a mess. It's a mess. You can see it's a lot of units on both sides are routing, but again, the majority of our force was a defensive force using artillery, and the other side had only 2 artillery between the 4 players. As you can see here, the native is even going to push in the middle here, but my bulkers are there waiting, and they are more than capable of handling that, even a ranked up unit like that. But again, without caring for art and winning the art fight with just having 2 artillery pieces, they had way more men than us, and that is going to make a huge advantage for them. They have more units to spare on this push, and we do not. And you can see here the Prussian cav is going to be getting into my lights. I do get a good volley off there by the light that was further down the hill, and the Prussian cav does get stuck on my line there too. But here at the top, there's going to be a push by me for a possible grenade throw. This is a tactic I used to use, holding with 2 grenadiers. The center one goes up, throws grenades, but there's a hand mortar unit up there as they retreat. And see, that was typically if they retreated, I would leave that one there and then roll the other 2 up. But I didn't expect hand mortars to be there waiting. So yeah, it didn't go well. And not just that, I get cav charged while I was retreating, so this is just not going to go good for me. Just cringeworthy. Totally cringeworthy there. Now I will tell you that cav unit does make it out, and it actually pushes down the hill and takes out my art. Here I do get a pretty decent counter attack with my cav, and I'm going to take out one of the Ottoman units there and hit the French cav in the front, and then hit him back in the back again as I'm coming back downhill. So at least I did get some revenge. But you can see here what I'm talking about at that bend right there. It's just a tough position to be in there. Now I'm going to try another cav charge. This one I don't get as much because my cav is depleted at this point, so the punch just isn't there anymore. And he forms square and sticks the middle unit, and I'm going to lose that one. So we're doing everything we can to hold on to this, where I'm basically using my cav as a hero unit to help us shield for a retreat. Helps hold them back, and you can see that did do a good job of holding them off as we retreat. And you can see one of the Swedish players just pushes right behind and goes way out of the way. So yeah, this is pretty much the backbreaker though. Okay, and we're just going to speed this up, and you'll be able to see as they force further down the hill, the French player is going to start pushing out, just as the Ottoman did as the Cherokee player pushed the bend of the bending back the flank. The French player is going to do the same, and they're just going to continue that trend as the flank rolls downhill. They're going to pound that front that's more depleted because we're thin on men, and it's just they're exposing every weakness we have in the line. So it's just really devastating blow that's going on at so many different points of the battlefield, and the Prussian player at the bottom is going to start pushing forward here in a little bit, and our Prussian player at the bottom is already trying to reinforce the back side of the hill where our fold flank was, and it's just a beating everywhere you look. We're getting a beating. So this battle actually took quite a bit of time. It was actually about an hour and a half battle, and it was very slow paced for the first probably 40 minutes, and then the last 50 minutes is just insane. So we held on as long as we could, but we just didn't have the oomph to keep them back and whittle them down. We just lost too many key units. We lost the advantage in line, and when we lost the line advantage, uh, having cav just didn't matter to us anymore, because they just kept whittling down our lines. And you can see the Prussian on Prussian action there, and all the Prussian at the bottom has to do is hold the other Prussian main body of his army in place while they finish crushing the whole rest of the army. And I think my army in the center is going to break first. You can see I had a hold in the trees, but I'm going up against way too many other units. So, and I think there was a native unit that had ran in and meleeed me and kept me from shooting there for a little bit too. And I do a little bit of a melee push in the trees, and that kind of slows it down a little bit. But I just didn't have the men in my units left to be able to last that long. So, yeah, just a really good beatdown we took there. I must say, the 4 players on the opposing side really coordinated their fight extremely well, and we took a massive beating in this. And definitely was a very fun match, though, even still. I'm getting a little verklempt there. But anyway, you can see, even with all the elites on that flank from the Swedish player, they're too depleted and going up against too much. Just no match. Absolutely no match for what's left. And yeah. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. And also, feel free to subscribe. That way you can be informed for more videos in the future. We will see you on the next one.